Hello and welcome back to the Footballing Questions YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Premier League summer transfer window, part 2. Now you might be thinking, hang on a minute, it's January, isn't this a little bit late? The idea of these videos is to go over the Premier League signings that and see how they perform so far. So basically, we're going to be giving them a grade based on how much money they paid for them, how well they performed, things like that. Basically, it's completely down to my own opinion. It might be right, it might be wrong in your eyes, but I'm not really bothered. And yeah, so last time I'll go through the results or the grades that we've given so far. I went through 5 clubs last time. Arsenal got a B+, Aston Villa got a B-, Brighton got a C+, Brentford got a C, and Burnley got a D+. If you want to know exactly why any of those are exactly what they are, then go back, watch part 1. In the last video I kind of failed to actually say why I'm actually making the video. So it kind of just seemed like I was putting out a video that was very, very late in terms of, actually what it's going over. But what I meant was that we're looking back on the window now to see how well it's done, because I think that's always a good thing. So the first club up at the moment is Chelsea. They signed Romelu Lukaku, obviously, for 97.5 million. Sal Niguez came in from Atletico Madrid on loan, and Marcus Bettinelli from Fulham for free. And like a lot of clubs, there are a lot of outgoings. I'll go through the most notable ones. Fikayo Tomori went for 25 million to AC Milan. Tammy Abraham went for 34 million to Roma. Michy Batshuayi went out on loan to Besiktas. Billy Gilmore out on loan to Norwich. Giroud went to AC Milan. Mark Guehi to Crystal Palace on loan. Conor Gallagher to Crystal Palace. Kurt Zuma went to West Ham. So they actually raised a lot of funds, and I think in the end that means that their 100 million fee for Lukaku was quite justified. At the time, I think everyone's looking at Lukaku and going, oh my god, that's a really good signing, because obviously, he wasn't top scorer in the Serie A last year, that was Ronaldo, but he did lead Inter to their first title in a long, long time. Obviously, Italy have gone through that massive period where Juventus just win everything, and now Inter Milan have finally been able to snatch the title from them. Well, not snatch, they didn't really put up a fight last year, but Lukaku was a massive part in that. He's 28 now, and when he signed, he looked like just a finished article, and that's something that Chelsea always need, they always look for, and they have been looking for so many years. Obviously, Morata signed for a lot of money, wasn't good. Higuain came in, wasn't good. I don't think they've really had a decent striker since Diego Costa. Tammy Abraham was alright, to be fair, but he wasn't really given a looking. I think they should have given him more of a looking, because I thought he was decent, but who am I to say? Anyway, so yeah, Lukaku at the time was like 100 million. I think it was a fair price, considering, Jack Grealish was going for around then. It was the price wasn't that bad. Saul on loan, decent centre mid at the time. You're thinking, well, that's all right. And the outgoings made sense, considering they just didn't use them anymore, and they developed a lot of money to then go and put into the Lukaku transfer, which is really good. But in hindsight, I don't know, it doesn't look too good, does it? Their squad is always really good, so it's the fact that they had a bad transfer window doesn't really affect them that much. They're still in. Well, they're still in for the top 4. They're not really in for the title anymore until recently. Lukaku has just had that massive scandal. How he's had that interview about Inter Milan and how he loves the club so much, and he basically just disrespected Chelsea the whole time, disrespected all the other clubs that he's really been at, and just said how much he loves Inter and how much he put more, like, he just felt that he liked Inter Milan as a club more than Chelsea when he's at Chelsea now, which is insane. It was a cool interview to watch though, because no footballer's interview is ever like that right now. But anyway, that was really good from my perspective. But and considering he hasn't really performed this season at all, he hasn't scored many goals in the Premier League, I know that. He's not in the top 10 for scorers, so can't be that impressive. He hasn't really hit the target, has he? He's had a couple of injuries, I know that, but he's not really performing that well, or not 100 million worth. Neither's Jack Grealish, but oh well, we'll get on to him. Anyway, yeah, so Lukaku, for a signing, it's failed so far. Sal's also failed so far. He came on straight away, didn't he? And just didn't really. He was taken. No, he started and he was taken off really early on because he just wasn't performing very well. So yeah, and Marcus Bettinelli. I don't really know who you are, mate. Sorry. So that transfer window, I'm looking at it as a transfer window. I'm not looking at it as Chelsea as a whole because their squad's already brilliant, so it doesn't affect them too much. But that transfer window, considering their two main signings have failed, don't think it's very good. So I'm going to go and give them. I'm going to give them a D. Yeah, a D for Chelsea. I don't think it's very harsh. I think it hasn't worked for them. Up next is Crystal Palace. So they brought in Otton Edouard for 14 million, only 14 million from Celtic. Michael Olise from Reading, Jacob Montes from Georgetown University, Mark Guehi from Chelsea, that's on loan, I'm pretty sure. Joachim Anderson from Lyon, Conor Gallagher from Chelsea, and Will Hughes from Watford. And then Andros Townsend left, Gary Cahill left, Scott Dan left, Wayne Hennessy left, James McCarthy left, Mohamed Isaku left, Patrick Van Arnold, Connor Wickham and Sean Spence all left. So quite some noticeable signings and outgoings there. I think they got rid of a lot of dead wood, which was probably quite good to see. You know, Gary Cahill, Scott Dan, they were still doing alright for them, but Patrick Van Arnold, I think it's good to get kind of some of that rid of that dead wood because it spurs on a new age at club, just like Arsenal have done recently. The signings are actually quite good. Otton Edouard for only 14 million was really good. He was linked with the likes of Arsenal, I think maybe even Tottenham, but definitely Arsenal. 14 million, that's a really good price. Michael Olise, he's a really good signing. Mark Guehi, really good signing. Joachim Anderson, really good. Conor Gallagher's been brilliant. So yeah, it's definitely better than Chelsea's. Is it better than Brentford's? Yeah. I think it's better than Brighton's as well. As a transfer window, to be fair, like Crystal Palace haven't performed as well as Brighton so far, so that could be an argument against me putting their transfer window higher than Brighton. But you could argue that Brighton's squad was already better, so I think it is better than Brighton's. Is it better than Aston Villa's? I don't think so. I think I'd rather sign the players that Aston Villa did than Crystal Palace. That might not be the best way of putting it, but oh well. I don't think it's better, so I'm going to give them the same as Villa. I'm going to give them a B minus. That's a B minus for Crystal Palace. So that's 2 teams done out of the 5. Up next is Everton. So they brought in Andros Townsend for free, Asman Begovic for free, Damari Gray from Bayer Leverkusen for only 1.6 million, which is really good. Andy Lonergan and Solomon Rondon. And out was Theo Walcott, Josh King, Yannick Balassi. Any other noticeable names? Moise Keane went to Juventus on loan. I can't really see anything else. Yeah, not very good at all, is it really? I think because they're trying to finance for the new stadium, they haven't got a lot of money. But I didn't realise they had so little money. Damari Gray's actually proven to be alright, and so is Andros Townsend. I think, yeah, they're actually good additions to their squad, surprisingly. But they only spent 2 million. They're not performing very well. Where are they in the league right now? They're 15th. That's not where they want to be, is it? At all. I mean, yeah, they're in a transition because they're trying to pay for the new stadium and whatever. But they got rid of players that just weren't really performing for them anymore, which is good. But that's not great at all. So let's just compare it with the other ones. I think it's on Burnley's level, but then I think Burnley's better because they signed Maxwell Cornet and I love him. So I'm just going to go and give Everton a D. So far that's Chelsea on a D, Crystal Palace on a B minus, and Everton on a D. Think of that what you will. So that's 3 out of 5. Yep. On to Leeds. I don't know a lot about Leeds, I'll be honest, but I can go through it. Dan James, 25 million. Jack Harrison from Man City was undisclosed. Junior Firpo, 13 million. Lewis Bate from Chelsea, or Bate. Christopher Clayson came in, and then out was, Pablo Hernandez went. Probably going to miss someone massive. Helder Costa went to Valencia. So, but overall, I don't think that's too bad. I think Dan James was a big target for them. Leeds currently sit in 16th, so they're doing even worse than Everton right now. But as a transfer window, Junior Firpo obviously flopped at Barcelona. Before that, he looks quite good. Dan James, Bielsa really likes him because I think he likes players that are going to work hard, and Dan James is obviously rapid. Whether he's rapid all the time, I don't know. I don't know, it's not great because it hasn't really worked out for them. I think that's what we're trying to look at here. I might have completely contradicted myself. I think that Leeds is on par with Chelsea's. I think it's a bit worse than Chelsea's though. It's not worse than Everton's though. Okay. I realise this kind of is screwed up a little bit, but I'm going to give Leeds a D+. Thinking about it now, I think Chelsea should be a little bit higher, but I'm going to make a rule I'm not allowed to go back because that's cheating, and then it all turns into this one big thing that I have to sort out. I don't really want to do that. Okay, next. So we've done Leeds, Everton, Crystal Palace and Chelsea. We've got one more team left. Already? That went quick. It's Leicester. Another team that's not doing too great at the moment. They are 10th right now. They've played 18, they've won 7, drawn 4, lost 7. They brought in Patson Daka for 23 million, Boubakary Samori for 17 million, Ryan Bertrand for 3, Yannick Vestergaard 15 million, and Ademola Lookman. They're all some really good, decent signings. I mean, some of them haven't worked out too well, but Dennis Pratt went, Wes Morgan retired, Christian Fuchs went. Some big names have gone in, Wes Morgan and Christian Fuchs. Let's see, any others? Not really. Okay, so I think that's decent. It's better than Everton's, obviously. It's better than Leeds. I gave them a D+. I really like the Patson Daka and Boubakary Samori signing. Ryan Bertrand hasn't really worked out. I think a lot of fans have been complaining about Vestergaard and Bertrand, to be fair. Lookman's good. I like him. I think that is... I will go and give them... I'll give them a C. Because, I mean, it's level with Brentford, and if you compare that with Brentford, you might be thinking, hang on, that is not the same kind of window. But then you've got to think about, how they've performed. And Brentford, for where they were, have performed really well. Leicester, for where they were, haven't performed well at all. So, that's my reasoning. Chelsea might be a bit controversial, but I don't care. And, yeah, next time we'll be looking at Liverpool, so stay tuned for that. It's an exciting one. They brought in a lot of players. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the other videos on the YouTube channel. Jordan's just uploaded his first episode of the FIFA 22 My Career. Somehow I didn't win any of the kits. I think that's ridiculous. I think their kits just aren't that good. I think mine are way better, but oh well, apparently theirs is better. Thanks. And so yeah, check out the Instagram at TFQ podcast, Twitter TFU_podcast, all that. Check out the Spotify. Regular episodes will be back soon, but check out the Boxing Day special if you haven't already. Check out the episodes before that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers. And like the video. Comment as well if you agree with me or not. It's much appreciated. And yeah, so let's just quickly go through it. I gave Chelsea a D, didn't I? I gave... let's just go back, sorry. Crystal Palace got a B-. Everton got a D. Leeds got... Oh God, what did Leeds get? Okay, well, I'll go back and check Leeds. Leicester got a C. Yeah. I think maybe Leeds got a D+. or C minus. I'll check. Anyway, thanks for watching.